unit in Wilmington, and pilfered through the cartons of driftwood and the bins of tools and the baskets of rope and the stacks of boating magazines, blankets, and camping equipment, all the way to the back, and found the box. The box I see now placed in the passenger seat of Pharamond, my old Volkswagen Bug that Daddy bought for me at my high school graduation, giving me the permission to leave which I did not take. The box of ashes with a business card and a receipt from the Serenity Mortuary in Grants, New Mexico, taped on top. This box of ashes that is now sending me away from my home. This box of ashes that is finally making me move. Exactly 9 weeks ago, I entered my name and random bid in the storage war, meant to be a promotion for a television station in Raleigh. I had seen the reality show that was being imitated by WRAL. I had watched the winners strutting behind the chain-link fences, over to their newly claimed vaults, opening the doors and finding all kinds of meaningless junk, and often wonderfully unexpected treasures. I watched as they found buyers for their 18th century antique tables, their glass trinkets, and their refurbished wooden trunks and highboy chests. I saw their eyes light up as the cash register tallied their sales and the money changed hands. And so, without too much thought, I turned on my computer, found the registration site, stuffed a cookie in my mouth, and typed in my name, Alissa Kate Wells. I gave my phone number and address and casually put in a bid of 1 month's salary, gross, not net, from my job at the Clayton Times and News, where my father is my boss. I hit send on the top of the web page, and in a few days I forgot I had even done such a thing. When the email arrived saying I had won the contents of a storage unit at the Affordable Storage Facility in Wilmington, North Carolina, I thought it was spam, unwanted advertising. I was just about to hit delete when I remembered the contest. Suddenly I recalled the evening I'd heard about the promotion and how I had just gotten off the phone with my sister Sandra, and how I walked over to the pantry, opened another box of Girl Scout cookies, the Snickerdoodles, the one Daddy buys but doesn't like, went back to my computer and entered the WRAL storage unit bidding war. Once I arrived in Wilmington to claim my prize, it was an hour before I found the box of ashes. Later, I called the funeral home located in the small mining town west of Albuquerque, trying to find the family that belonged to the man whose remains had been placed in a small wooden box with a butterfly carved on top, and ultimately abandoned in a storage building in North Carolina. And it was 2 weeks later that I packed my hatchback Pharamond with bottles of water and my last box of Snickerdoodles, called Millie to watch old Joe, my blind cat, and watered the boxes of pansies that I had just planted around my grandmother's house, now mine, on Tree Street, and helped Casserole get in the back, holding his hip and pushing him in so that his 3 legs didn't tangle on the suitcase or the bags of groceries I'd stowed there. I called Daddy last night to tell him I was taking my vacation. The days I hadn't used now accumulated to over 4 months. We talked about the early rains and whether the Democrats were going to lose control of the House. And then I told him, Dad, I'd like to take a trip. Yeah, to Paris, Idaho. You want to go fly fishing with me? I need to go to New Mexico. No fly fishing there. I need to return something I found. What? He asked. And I told him about winning the contest, about all the stuff I'd found in the storage unit and carried back to the house, how I'd crammed it all in my garage with plans to do something with it later. Then I answered the question. I told him what I'm taking back to New Mexico. Ashes, I said. A box of someone's remains. I found them, and I want to take them back to where he lived. You need me to go? He asked. Nope, it's just for me, I confessed. And then there were just a few moments of silence until he asked me if I had trained Dixie on how to set the copy, reminded James William when to call for the advertising, and